welcome once again to Daybreak Africa from our studio in Ondo State, the sunshine state of the nation. It's a beautiful morning, a beautiful Friday morning. My name still remains Ikhonede Joshua Adeji.
Thank God it's Friday. I'm Angela Daku. Welcome to Daybreak Africa.
Oh, welcome.
Good morning.
Oh, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, it's still Daybreak Africa, and I hope you're enjoying the entertainment news discourse. Entertainment news, actually, we are just in the discourse now. But I hope you're enjoying the entertainment news, and yes, it's time to now do the entertainment news discourse for the week. A lot of things have been happening this week in the entertainment space, and yes, it's high time we just look into it because it's one of the most interesting parts of Daybreak Africa, especially on Fridays when we have the time to actually look into this very, very entertaining issues, from Portable to Very Dark Man to the many usuals on social media. But to discuss with us today, we will be having an in-house analyst with us in the person of Josh Atolagbe. Welcome to the show, Joshua.
Oh, thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
And I like the glasses. I don't know why everybody's on glasses here. I'm the only person in this set without glasses, actually. Maybe, but I don't pray.
Probably are you going to be myopic?
No, my eyes can't have issues, actually. But then I believe all glasses are recommended, actually. I believe all glasses are recommended. Some are recommended for health, some are recommended for fashion. So definitely that's one of the things. So maybe next week I'll get myself a glass. But let's progress straight to the news stories for today. And the story that comes to mind first is, let's start with the troublemaker of the Federation, who calls himself Ika of Africa, and a person of Portable, who unveils new look after release from prison, and he apologizes to Oshupa. The controversial singer has unveiled a new look following his release from prison. Portable was arrested earlier this week in Ilorin, Kwara State capital on Saturday over allegations of criminal defamation, threats to life, incitement, and character assassination against Fuji musician Saheed Oshupa. His arrest followed a petition filed by Oshupa accusing him of using abusive and insulting language that could incite violence and damage his reputation. Wow. Aside from that, Portable was granted bail and in the sum of 1 million naira, and yes, he has been released ever since then. The courts ruled that the singer must provide 2 sureties in like sum, one of which must be the chairman or secretary of the Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria. But let's look at this gradually. Portable normally everybody knows Portable likes trouble. But someone made a statement on social media, a very popular social media post. The person said, sometimes you can claim to be mad, but you could meet someone who is actually madder than you are. Do you think Saheed Oshupa did the right thing by just taking him to the court straight away when the whole violence started?
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's talk of it. Let's rewind back to Portable late life. Don't let me go to the early life. He has been a troublemaker, as he said Emeka
of Africa.
Of Africa. And recently has been going to prison back to back. It has become his order of the day. I think let me say he goes to prison for a living now. So someone like that always come out to cause trouble should be someone that must be kept inside the prison for peace to reign in the community, even in the social media. Now, Saheed Oshupa taking him to court now has done the right thing. Even granting me bail is even the wrong thing. I'm saying
from your own perspective,
from my own side, because someone like that should be kept in the prison for a while.
Do you hate Portable that much?
It's not that I hate Portable. Most of the things that tends to grow out in the, let me say, the teenagers now that are growing up to the youthhood, to the adulthood, tend to adapting the scene in the social media. Now, someone like Portable tend to poison the minds of
many of these youth,
because someone going to the prison and coming out saying that it's just a normal thing to go to prison and come out. Now, if someone wants to misbehave in society and will be shacked to court, taken to prison, you feel like it's just normality, because even Portable, a celebrity, goes there every day. So who am I not to be able to go there and come back? So it has become an order of the day for Portable. So Saheed Oshupa taking him to prison, he has done the right thing.
He has done the right thing, actually. But looking at it, Saheed Oshupa, he has his own fair share of troubles too. We remember the younger days of Saheed Oshupa being a very, very tumultuous musician too as well. I remember his back and forth with Pasuma Wonder, and the way sometimes their followers, fights and all those kind of things. But then, from my own perspective, I feel Well, I think I will agree with you to a very large extent. Me, I feel somehow, because a friend of mine, his dad told the two of us, because when we are growing up too, we are treading the path of trouble. And I think these are one of the statements he made that changed a whole lot about me. The father looked at me and said, you see the two of you, if they called me today that the two of you get into trouble and you go to prison, I will gladly make two of you sleep there for 2 months. Then after 2 months, I will come back to get you. And you know what he said after he said that statement? He said, maybe when you've spent some time in that place, you will have good sense and know how to think towards how to operate, and maybe you will be able to take good chances of your choices, make the best choice at best times possible. But then I think
that is why it is called correctional.
Correction. But do you think Nigerian prisons are correctional centers? Let's be sincere with ourselves. Do you think Nigerian prisons are correctional centers?
The reason why we say it's not a correctional center is because everywhere is corrupt. Every system in the country is corrupt, to be sincere. Everywhere is corrupt. Down to the church, down to the mosque, down to the politics, everywhere. The system is corrupt. So down to the prison is corrupt. So what do you expect from the prison? You can't be corrected. You can only add more to your problems. Then you come outside to society and come and exhibit it again. That I've come out with what? With
more hardened than
because around December, I just left the studio around evening. Towards in the evening, we left late. So I went out again. When I got to, I went out again to get some things. Then I saw a guy. He tinted this. He was attacked my friend that I just came out from prison, and so I have so many fans in prison that they are still coming out. They come and meeting that we should say to him. In house that we should be at. We told him the church we are. They said we should start singing a lesson for him. That he wants to that's what gives them vibes in the prison.
In the prison.
I still want to extort us that particular night. But thank God for the security men, the night watchers in the street that came to our rescue. So someone that has gone to the prison, they ought to come out and ought to start preaching to people that don't go there. But this boy is telling us
that he finds joy going back. Ah, Jesus.
Well, you speak about corruption in the system. If we have corruption on the part of the set of people who are supposed to be in charge of curtailing this corruption, what do we then have in the country?
The country, so far so good. We can see that there's nothing to write home about in the country. Recently, I've been looking at some things that ought to be a system that ought to be generating revenue for the country. Like I was reading about the Odunayo ranch, everything has gone down. There's nothing in Odunayo ranch again. If not that the system is corrupt, what can make Odunayo ranch to go down? To go down rather.
At that particular.
Because I saw that it was a total of $100 million that was spent to build Odunayo ranch. And now Odunayo ranch is nothing to write home about. Now tourists can't come to Nigeria and say they want to visit Odunayo ranch. So if not for the corrupt system of the country, things like this shouldn't go down in the country.
Well, we're still on the part of the prisons. What do you think they can actually do to actually make it, let's say, give it a new phase?
A new phase.
To make it actually correctional. To make it correctional center, the way the name implies, whatever the name implies. Because if we have people going into prison and then, strolling out and feeling comfortable with going back to prison, like they have nothing to fear, nothing to lose, and all that. So, creating such mentality, do you think there might actually be sanity in years to come?
Yeah, everything boils down to our own individual belief and individual attitude towards change. Someone that is in charge of a correctional center is a father. Probably if he is a female correctional center, is a mother. What you are going to teach your child or children at home should be something you can be proud of. I'm talking about this aspect because some of them are open to bribe.
Very, very.
Very, very well. So I understand that some people in the prison, they pay bribe to the warders so that they can get them cigarettes smuggled inside.
And drugs as well.
And drugs from inside. So if these people can start to curb that from the prisoners, collect money from the prisoners to get all those drugs for them. If they can curb it, stop it, then even the prisoners will know that these people don't want our own life to spoil. They want things to be better for us. But if it's for the fact that they are encouraging this thing in the prison, they will even feel joy in coming out to continue
whatever they are doing. And I think I've seen correctional centers across the world do, like online. I've seen what they do. Though, me, I ask myself a question. You know, Nigerian police recently, military, they got some repentant Boko Haram members, and were able to rehabilitate them, and later come out to say that they have been rehabilitated. So sometimes I ask myself a question: what did you do to them that you've not done to?
In Nigeria, that has no therapist.
And you have not done to actual prisoners in those areas. Recently, someone came out with a report and said this was a prisoner that was on social media. He just was released after, I think, 30 years or so, and he was saying this is the first time he was going to be seeing his mom in 30 years and all that. And they talked about even the words. There is a certain amount of people that is permitted into a particular word or into certain prisons. Some prisons are not supposed to take more than 1,000 people, but in some of these prisons you have close to 17,000, 18,000 guys jam-packed in those places. People die daily in those places that they don't even know. And if you go to those places, because I remember when I was serving as a corps member, I used to go to prison cells to go preach with then NCCF and all that. I think around Shashere in Ondo State. And you'll be shocked to discover that a bulk of these prisoners, they are just awaiting trials. Awaiting trials.
And trial will never come.
They are just awaiting trials. They've not been sentenced. They are just awaiting trials, and they've spent years in that cell just on awaiting trials. So you begin to ask yourself questions that actually, one is a system of corruption that is not making people actually go through the trial phase before they even are locked up in those areas. The number two aspect is that even the place called correction, there is no correction actually happening there. Those guys are just left in the jungle to just live. I think the only place where there is a bit of correction going on is in the female prison, not in the male prison. The male prison is left fallow. You are just a man to yourself and to your life. I think we just need a lot of things. We need to get therapists, proper vocational skills, proper prison administration to at least make those places very. Then this issue of bribery and corruption. I know prison cells where some, according to some researches we did, some prisoners still come out of the prison to go ahead to do criminal activities and run back to the prison without nobody knowing anything. A lot of things goes on the underground in this country which people don't know. But I think we need to really work hard to just ensure that these places are actually as correctional as what we term it to be, correctional. So there may be a portable going there next time, because I know this will be the last. Going there next time can come out a better person, not just barb hair and all those kind of things. But I think let's progress on stories for now. Let's progress on stories for now. All
right. The next story here says court dismisses Falana's defamation suit against Very Dark Man. Now, an Ikeja High Court has dismissed the defamation suit filed by Femi Falana, the human rights lawyer, and his son, Falz, against Very Dark Man. Very Dark Man had shared a purported audio conversation wherein the cross-dresser, Bobrisky, alleged Falana and Falz contacted her or him while she was serving a 6-month sentence for Naira abuse. However, the cross-dresser, denied the recording's authenticity and threatened to sue Very Dark Man for alleged defamation. Now, the Falana family has been demanding a retraction and apology, threatening legal action. Well, this has been pondering for quite some time. It happened last year, months actually. Months. And then we're just seeing now that the case has been dropped. So from your own perspective, what actually was your reaction when you first heard about it?
Now, when I first heard about it, when Very Dark Man came on here and make all those allegations. All those allegations. Actually, to me, Very Dark Man was trying to expose what was not right, what has happened in the prison. Now, so we are in the prison and there is a particular space, executive space for some prisoners.
Part of the corruption we talk about.
Part of the corruption we talk about. So far, you are in the prison, we are all equal. We are prisoners. So there should be a section for VIP or VVIP. Talking of regular. They're talking about someone in the cell still contacting someone outside. Someone that was charged to court with the abuse of Naira. Still contacted someone outside, borrowing, I think was borrowing money and blah 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 like that. Now the issue is now, Very Dark Man now come out to say that these things is not legal, it's not right. Then the next thing is to what? to charge him to court. On what? On what base? On what law that someone is exposing illegal things to the country and you are charging for defamation of character because he has the evidence? Even he played the
video, the audio, the
voice note. Then for some months we didn't hear anything about it. Not until recent that I think they alleged has sent a letter to drop the case, but getting to the court on Monday. Falano and they were not there. Even when that man
was not present. There.
Then this nothing has to be done. It has been obvious that there's nothing to roll. There's no case on it again because obviously where that man has said the truth. Everybody should go back and work on themselves. Even I didn't expect this from the Falano. I didn't expect it that this thing
totally from the Falanos family.
Family.
But I don't even feel that. I feel it's still alleged. Let's just all leave it at allegedly, because very dark man can't totally confirm. Because no one can totally confirm if a lot of people was genuine and all those kind of things. Because that case, the minute it came to me too, I felt this thing might not fly because it's just an audio recording. They can say it's AI. The other person can claim deceit.
But there's something they say that in every item of a rumor, there's an element of truth.
But then let's leave it at, let's not say it's truth. Let us leave it at allegedly, because I don't want to drag anything and all that. But I think my own problem there was just this issue of defamation is becoming constant in the country, very constant. One of the reasons why the major reason Portable was arrested was because of defamation. Now very dark man even has multiple cases, not even one case, multiple. Very dark man to me is the Portable of the influencing world. He is a troublemaker through and through. Not really a troublemaker. He will talk whenever he wants to talk.
Fella of our time.
We can't call him fella of our time. Fella. Let me not throw this thing at very dark man. I like to say fella was a bit logical with his fights. Fella was extremely logical, extremely prophetic, extremely lyrical with it. Very dark man can just come from nowhere and just boom. Though done a lot of goods, some few bads, but to a very large extent, I think it's just something I feel we can always make our points known without hurting personalities. We can always make, because at that particular time I watched the video when he was doing the video, and the way he was making emphasis on the Falanos. Though I know that it had gotten personal because of Very Dark Man and Bobrisky, we know both of them, they are not friends. They are not friends at all. But then I think the matter, to me, this is what I just feel. I think the matter has been settled behind closed doors. Yeah. So everything is just happening in the court. It's just. That's
what I say. When you didn't see them in court, there's no case.
There's no case actually. But then, do you think it can ever get to a time where maybe Portable or Very Dark Man can ever be quiet about anything from your own perspective?
From my perspective, I don't think so. Because this is a nation that bad goes happen every day, and people want to talk about it. And is a country that illegal things happens every day, and people like Very Dark Man we want to talk about it. Like want people to know this happened, and people should know about it. Look at the case of that Nigeria core member that lady in Lagos. It was Very Dark Man that brought it all together. No. So it will always come out. Expect more from Very Dark Man if the system still continue like this.
What I'm even interested with is this case with the messaging. Actually, I think that one should make me laugh a bit and all that. But then we will still continue on stories. But first, let's take Go Start. And yes, this is where we go for Go Start. After Go Start, we come back to give more details and more stuffs on this entertainment news discourse. But then be inspired by Go Start to do something on this very beautiful Friday. Enjoy. Welcome back to the show. I hope you enjoyed Go Start. I hope you learned one or two things from Go Start, as much as I'm also learning as well, because every tip that we are getting on Go Start, I think I want to take them to as well for my own personal self. Nigeria is not getting any funny, and we all need to just diversify into something that is very, very, very important. But then before we went on a short break, we have been discussing some entertainment news stories on social media, and I think I have a story here that actually will interest a lot of people out there. This is by Bimbo Ademoye, the popular actress. She warns YouTube pirates using her films as clickbait that you can be traced. Big Bademo, the Nigerian actress, has called out pirates who illegally use her movies and images as clickbait on YouTube. In a recent Instagram post, Ademoye accused a Ghanaian television station of stealing her movie title and poster. The filmmaker also called out the film company she claimed was one of the channels engaging in piracy. The 34-year-old actress described the act as intellectual property theft, emphasizing the financial and emotional toll it has taken on her. She revealed that she invested millions in producing her films and warned the pirates to desist or face consequences. And I just wanted to let you know, Broken Hallelujah is coming, but I thought we would pass the days of piracy, and this video is actually to send a sound warning, she said. Now, looking at it, we remember the 1999s. You know, I was studying one Gen Z that time. That was last week that, you know, there was a time that if you wanted to watch videos, we have what they call cassettes. And cassettes, you know, when the video has gone to the front, and all that, you have to rewind, rewinder, DHS, and all those kind of things. And that era, we know that we had the VCD, then the DVD. Then we remember those days of, you know, you want to watch films like Jumong and all that. You just go out there, they give you full series. And we never knew that it was piracy, but we know it's piracy. And I thought we've conquered this whole issue of piracy and all that. But now, making use of YouTube as a clickbait and videos of people's as clickbait for your own personal channels. How do you see this? It seems as if as technology is growing, actually, piracy is upgrading and all that. How do you see this real issue of that she addressed, especially the piece of clickbait?
Therefore, you said the more we are going in technology, the more they are
developing. Yeah,
no, they are upgrading the crimes. Crime is in upgrade day by day. Now let's go to Bimbo's complaint. Yeah, no, Nigeria is so many things has boiled down to Nigeria. I told you the other time, one of it is piracy. Not only in Nigeria, so many other
African countries.
countries.
Thank God she addressed Ghanaian countries.
Because she made mention of a particular TV
station
in Ghana. Now let's look at clickbait, what she said the other time. You know, when you're uploading to YouTubers, it's common to YouTubers. When you're uploading a particular clips, a particular video on YouTube, and there is we have something we call trending videos, trending names on social media. If a particular name is trending presently on a particular social media, you hashtag it so that people can see your post. So it's also relating to YouTube. When you see a particular name, a particular person, people want to see this particular person, or people want to see a particular video on YouTube, and you want to upload, and you want people to also see your YouTube, because you have billions of videos on YouTube, for people to see your own video that you will have little followers, it's very difficult. So people start to use under the description, they put our own name there, so that by the time you want to search for Bimbo's movie, your own movies that will come out, that particular YouTuber's own
will come out as well.
Now it has not gone to the extent of using Bimbo's title of movie. Like let's say, for example, now Bimbo just produced a movie called Ikhonede, and someone somewhere, a YouTuber, also look for a particular movie, or at times it might be because there was a particular place she mentioned that a particular movie of his own titled Ikhonede, let's just say Ikhonede, that particular person uploaded
the same exact same title.
Now, giving the notion that as if it was a part 2 of that movie, it's a crime. It's a crime, and it's so bitter, because something you have worked for, stress, money, time, and someone somewhere
just sit down,
to sit down. Now packing all, that's why it's tagged as intellectual theft. Packing all your stress, your work, your money, your time, pack it. Just sit down over here, download what you've uploaded, now uploaded it on with our own name. That's crime. It's something that if you're in her shoe, you know how she feels. You know how she feels, because when you have spent money on a particular thing and someone is there to take your glory, take your money, take your stress, your strength. She was bitter.
Very embittered, yeah.
And what we can say is, the country should provide regulations, things, people that a security that can manage all these things, all this, because they can be traced, they can be tracked, because it's internet, everything has IP address. So if they decide to look for this person and track him down, the person can be tracked down. So probably you want to give the person a last warning. That's why he has come on here, because if you actually want to arrest the person, you can easily arrest the person without coming on here to arrest the person. They will just track the person down.
Down once and for all.
But they will say Nigeria don't have database. It is only when you commit a crime, you know that Nigeria has database, that you know that they know you. They will come to your house, they will come arrest you. You'll be like, how?
Yeah, I was even shocked. You know, Telegram used to be the hub for things like this before. Telegram used to be the hub for piracy and all that. There are some films that you will think they are on cinemas. If you go on Telegram, you download those films purely with peace and all that. But there was a particular time, I think late last year, many of them just went on a rampage, especially from Ikhonede. And you know, I understand the place. I think you should even understand it a bit more better, because you are also into filmmaking and all that. You know, the stress that comes with locations, the stress that comes with production. Someone said something that is a lie, like is a big lie, that people spend hundreds of millions on films. And I looked at the person and I shook my head, because you don't know how much it costs to
produce a movie.
To produce a movie. Talking about paying stars.
Outside the movie, a skit. A skit. 10 minutes skit, 15 minutes, 20 minutes skits, you spend money. There was a short movie we produced around 2019, just 20 minutes short movie. We spent over 500,000.
Wow.
Because we have to travel to a location, we have to rent gadgets, we have to feed cast and crew. Just 20 minutes movie.
500,000.
And we have to pay the security personnel. We went to Old Lagos Road in order to be precise now. We have to pay the security personnel to guide us, because the place we went to was closing to the bush, and there was like X-Men killing blah blah.
Yeah, they still one now, so
so we have to pay the security personnel to come and stay with us for 4 days. So within 4 days we spent over 400,000. Now see, let me say, we now uploaded the movie, and someone now sit down in his own comfort zone and download our movie and upload it. Oh Jesus, the person will say no.
Well, I think this is even, I don't know if I should say coming late, because it's something I've seen occur over time. When you go on YouTube, you try to download a particular movie. Unlike you would see a thumbnail. I'm not shocked at what she said. I'm just surprised that maybe she's like the first
just realizing
out right now to say it, because it happens with many other people. You see a particular movie, a trending movie like you've said, and then the thumbnail, it's the movie, the video is carrying the thumbnail. So when you click on that movie, you see something else. You see an entirely different video.
I think
different from it.
From our perspective now, why she came out, I think was because Broken Idea is coming out. I think that should be one of the reasons she has come out to make the complaint. That's another means of publicity. Yeah. So people should know that okay, another movie is coming, because this one particular one might even more this complaint might trend more than the movie if the movie comes out. But now the complaint will trend because people want to talk about, people want to post it. And now she has used this as a channel to talk about the movie she wants to produce and the piracy. So what drives her was the coming out of Broken Hallelujah.
Well, it's a good one. I think it's a perfect strategy from my own perspective. But you spoke earlier about regulations, especially on social media. I don't think we have regulations in Nigeria when it comes to social media. People do and undo on social media. But don't you think it's high time we put a stop to that?
It should be another time we put a stop to that. And moreover, I know social media is most of these social media platforms are not owned by Nigerian government or the NGOs. Most of these social medias come from outside, come from Europe, America. So it will take longer time for the Nigerian government to be able to
regulate.
Because there was a time that the Nigerian government put a ban on Nigeria accessing Twitter. But some people still use VPN.
A lot, a whole lot. We never lost it.
So no matter how you want to try, the system is corrupt. People will still want to find a way to manipulate and get into use of it. But the thing that I would just advise people to know how to people organization NGOs to go out to this, teach people how to make use good use of the social media. Because we have so many opportunities in the social media. People make money daily on social media. Just sit down in your house, think, not use another person's knowledge. Use your own knowledge to earn your own money on social media. These are the things that the youth of nowadays should know how to do. Not that go on social media and start dancing.
Yeah, which is the general consensus of social media.
Now you can't dance, but you can see someone's work. So if I can't dance, I can see someone's work and put it on my social media and it's wrong. It's high time we go back to our home and rethink and how to make a good life in the social media, and how to live a legit life in social media. I think I like the fact
you pointed out the extreme dancing on social media and not very reasonable content aside dancing. Dancing is good. I love dancing too and all that. But from my own perspective, I think social media regulates itself too as well. I mean, I know that there are some songs you can't, to an extent. There are some songs you can't play on YouTube. Like you can't even do covers of them. There are some. I feel sometimes I think our entertainers should also learn this rule of copywriting. Proper copywriting. I think many of them don't have. There are some videos that you can't even use them as clickbait. They will flag down your page immediately because of how the copyright laws goes with them and all that, the kind of agreements they have with these social media companies and go. I think Nigerian government too should learn that. I don't even know Nigerian government.
It also boils down to individual. These particular people you just mentioned now has paid those undues.
Yeah, sure.
So that those ordinary people will not access
their
so you just go to your pocket, how you can finance your own product.
Then one thing I also wanted to just say before you cut there was, I don't think Nigerian government has expert hands when it comes to anything that has to do with social media regulations and all that in the government space. Most of the time the tech experts are never in the government space. You don't find them there. They are either in the private companies and all that. And the government is, I don't know whether it's pride or I don't know whether it's just politics. They don't like to employ the services of such people. So I think
what I just observe in Nigerian government is that they don't want us to know, and they don't want to put the system that will make us know
the right things.
Because by the time everyone knows the right things and start coming against it, it's a problem. Now look at the issue of the NSAS, because they know that people know what can they do
to distract everybody.
Distract them is to break them, and that's what they did.
Until today, NSAS has not.
Anyways, I think that's another area.
Story.
The next story here says Laide Bakare, Eniola Badmus clash at Owambe Thieves premiere. Now, Laide Bakare and Eniola Badmus have been captured in a viral video engaging in a heated altercation at Eniola Ajao's film Owambe Thieves premiere. In the footage, Bakare appeared visibly upset as she confronted Badmus and warned her sternly. However, Badmus remained silent, walked away from the confrontation and seemed to report the incident to a group of people whose faces were not visible in the video. Now, after the altercation, Bakare took to her social media page to share a screenshot of a conversation with Badmus where the latter allegedly called her terribly animalistic for posting a picture they took together. In the caption, Bakare recalled giving Badmus her first acting role while describing her as an ingrate. Now, this happened sometime this week, right? Yeah, this week.
Yeah.
And then it got lots of people talking. First of all, I'd like to hear your reaction before we move further.
You know, one thing is, okay, Owambe
Thieves.
Premiere, you know, there are so many things we don't know that happen behind closed door. Even what she said, nobody knows what she said. Why? Even till now, nobody has known what she said. What she said that caused the
whole argument.
Or the whole argument.
Actually, there was a screenshot of her post.
Yeah, that was the chat.
That was the chat, exactly. So I think Eniola Badmus, actually the other lady, posted a picture of both of them, and then Eniola Badmus came up and said the picture doesn't look well, and you posted it. What manner of human being does that? Must I be in your picture? Have been calling you and you refuse to pick up. The F word, and then you heard me right. Don't bring your terrible animalistic behavior around me. Stay far. And well, from the picture, it wasn't like she was looking that bad. So I do not still understand what created that rift. If actually, like what you said, there was something behind. Also.
Because the moment she mentioned in the chat animalistic behavior, something has happened between behind them. They've had a clash, but nobody knows. Probably they are trying to get back to each other. Probably to expose what has happened or to settle it. We don't know. But you know, women, when women are dealing with each other, they can go any length to just justify their own right or wrong. Now look at Enola Badmo. These people are public figures. People look up to them. Now it's also talk about when she started giving her a major role in a movie, blah blah blah. You know, when you have helped someone and to me, I want to come back to that particular. When you have helped someone to gain fame or to gain popularity or to make that person at the top, and you have your differences alongside, it's not necessary to mention what has happened in the past, how you have helped that person, or because they are giving you the avenue to help someone. I mean, if you do not help her, another person might have helped her.
Definitely. Because
it's your, you know, when it's someone's time to shine. Either you are there or
you are not there.
The person will shine. So now, for you going back now and telling the whole world how you have helped her to gain fame, to gain popularity, it's not necessary. It's not too good. It's not too okay. But they just go back. You know, they are popular figures. People expect more from them. They should go back to their drawing board. To go back to where they started, to the primary beginning of their life. They should settle their scores.
Well, this is not actually the first time we see clashes among celebrities.
It happens generally.
Comes up here and there. But what do you think this portrays to their character?
You know, there's another that says charity begins at home. I think the Yoruba interpretation explains it very well. Ile Latin keshoro de. Not only what you do at home, if pregnancy come outside to do it. So most of the things that happens outside, that people show outside, is what happened in their house. How they relate with their husbands, how they relate with their children, how they relate with their siblings, how they relate with their neighbors. That's what they bring outside to exhibit. Because you don't just go out and start behaving like someone that has mental disorder outside. It has already happened in the house. It has something you have been doing day by day.
For a long time.
So when you go outside to exhibit it, it's not new. Just a normal thing to you. So going outside to shout, to make rancor, to take a brawl, it's just a normal thing for them. Just and some people are they're choleric. Any small thing
flare up. But then I feel from my own perspective, as we round off on this, my own feeling majorly towards this is not the first time we're having issues like this at Eniola Ajao's movie premieres. I don't know why it always happens. A movie premiere was one where Bobrisky got most best dressed female. Bobrisky that we can't even determine his agenda.
When you can't determine someone's gender, you rather use IT,
yeah. So one, then another premiere of ours again, there was another records and all that. Now this, to me, I feel is just a stunt. I just feel it's a stunt. It's a publicity stunt, because now if everybody talks about this issue between Laide Bakari and Eniola Badmus, they will still relate to what? To the premiere. So it keeps it on your mind and all that. I feel it's a publicity stunt. And you see, one thing I feel about celebrities, I feel most of this, the argument and fights and all that, it's just like the music industry. The fact that you are picking sides, you are gradually getting more affiliated to them. So it's just a publicity stunt to me. That's what I feel. But then one thing I would just have to do as a takeaway is, if someone can be, just because of you give someone a major role, you are demanding respect for the person. How much more if you become a godfather to somebody? You might be worse than, let me not talk.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
You're welcome.
Well, this is where we'll be ending the discussion on this episode of Daybreak Africa, and we'll be going off for top 10. So just stay tuned and enjoy. and then we'll be right back to say our goodbyes.
All right, welcome back to the show. I hope you enjoyed the top 10 songs. I hope you enjoyed sport, and I hope you enjoyed our discourse. But then it's time to say goodbye on Daybreak Africa, actually. Woo! Productive discussions.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, so one thing just kept me thinking all through the whole issue of the prison cells, the corruption system, the correctional centers, the issue of defamation. I don't know. At what point do you think if someone actually defames your name or maybe slanders you, do you think you are going to ever take the person to court? Oh.
It depends. It depends on what I get to lose and what I don't get to lose. The thing is, before I would want to charge someone for defamation, you understand, it has to be something huge that's going to be detrimental to probably my income, my business, or whatever it is. Probably my character. It's going to affect me in a huge way. But when I know this is just going to be a pass, I'll let it be, sincerely speaking. But these days, I think there's this tussle for showing off power. So that's what we're getting in our society.
Showing off power.
Yeah, somewhat. And then, you know, this motivation that keeps on coming. People become motivational speakers now. Tell you that you don't keep quiet, do not allow people to step on you, this and that. So it's getting into people's
minds.
You understand? It's getting into people's minds. And they're actually exhibiting this character. So they feel like anybody who tries me, I have the resources, I'm going to deal with you.
Straight up.
And the country is actually not in the best place right now where everybody's head is calm. No, everything is as though it's just scattered, so people are just behaving the way the country is. So far that I can see.
Well, I think it's getting to that point. Everybody is flaring up quick.
Everybody is flaring up quick. I mean, there is fire in your house, and do you expect to be calm? No, you will not be calm. So some of these things we're saying today is as a result of what is happening in our society. No matter how little we think some of these things are, even amidst us, even while we discuss, and some things happen, but we just keep it aside. These are some of the things we actually supposed to start fact checking, but it cuts deep down. So it's something we have to keep reorientating people and engaging their minds towards the right direction. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think channeling their minds through right direction. I think, but the best way to do that though is not motivational speaking. I don't like motivational speaking.
It's good. But
it's good. But it's the biggest.
While giving those motivations, also give the other part.
I like critical thinking. Critical thinking.
Yes.
Think critically.
I don't like the ones that will tell you do this and do this. I mean, we are different for a reason, and so different things apply to different people. So you cannot say this is supposed to apply to the entire
whole nation and all that.
You get my point. So that's
it's just that those are all lessons are learned, and a lot of people learn this period to just be as calm as possible. I know that the country can be very frustrating, but then it's best that you just keep calm, act right. The country situation should not be your own reasons for doing wrongs and all that in the society. But then at the end of the day too, sometimes discipline is very needed, and like I said earlier, experience is a very great teacher. Many people are just very bad students of the teacher called experience. Well, we meet next week on Daybreak Africa. Next week, when I say next week, I'm talking about Monday, the Easter Monday. I would like to say enjoy the weekend, enjoy a long holiday, enjoy a very long weekend, enjoy a very great break, and please remember me in your celebrations too as well. Thank you very much. Till meet on Monday again. My name still remains Ikhonede Joshua Adeji.
Happy Easter in advance. I remain Angela Taco. See you again next time.